Hey man, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. I'm not going to waste your time today. I want to talk about the four ways that you can actually gain and maintain confidence when times get tough. I recently had a comment on my channel with this guy who was asking about some practical ways in which you can actually maintain a good level of self-confidence, some faith in yourself when things actually get tough in your life. And so I thought of four ways to do that. I'm going to talk you through each and every single one of them is in this video. So stay tuned in, right? The first one is something that you wouldn't really think about, right? So don't just let rewards motivate you, right? Use your fear as drive. Visualize your fears becoming real. Like this is something that you probably have never thought of, right? Why would I just let my fears, like, why would I imagine a scenario in which I'm letting my fears become real? Like, I'm actively trying to avoid them by doing all those things, right? By taking action in my life. Why would I even want to imagine my fears? Because that way you're actually determining what would happen if you just start to go down a different path. If sometime you just end up slacking off, you end up wasting your time, or maybe something even worse than that, because you can actually get back from wasting time and everything, right? You can improve on that, but imagine you just completely give up the idea and you just kind of you start going down different paths, different routes that genuinely are not good for you at all. Like instead of doing like productive things that might be hard, right? That might be physically and psychologically demanding, you end up giving up and you go down this path and you do all these fucked up things, right? That will only harm you in the long run, right? That will only bring harm to your life. It's very important for you to visualize those problems, to visualize what would happen if you were to just suddenly stop doing what you were doing, right? So for me, sometimes something that I would really like you to also think about, if you're into fitness like I am, if you're into like just kind of going to the gym and living healthy in a healthy way, right? Being a fucking man, right? Imagine how your life would be, how your life would just look like now and also in the next 10 years if you just didn't really hit the gym, if you didn't really exercise at all. If you were just like all those fucking normies out there who just waste their time just telling you, oh, don't worry, just don't do it. I mean, who cares, bro? Just, oh, I'm just gonna walk 10,000 steps today and that's enough. Like, I have a bunch of people, bro, who like they drink Coca-Cola and they eat at fucking McDonald's and they shit, but they're like, they have like the fucking fitness tracker on the phone, like the built-in one that just kind of measures the steps that you take, like, oh, I ate a bunch of shit today that was filled with chemicals and a bunch of horrible things, but look at this, bro. I have 10,000 steps today because I just wasted a bunch of time walking around doing nothing all day. I'm healthy, bro. So imagine where your life would be like if if you weren't on fitness right now, if you weren't doing any of those things. Bro, you'd be unhealthy as fuck. You'd be living a horrible life, right? You'd be feeling always tired. You'd always be just, and you probably look bad. Like, let's be honest. If you weren't into fitness, bro, you wouldn't look good. If I weren't into fitness, I wouldn't have this fucking shirt fitting on this nicely. I wouldn't feel so confident being on camera. If I just knew that I had like stick arms, like I didn't have this shit. Like if I didn't have that shit, I just wouldn't feel that nice. And you probably wouldn't feel nice knowing that you're not making any progress. I wouldn't be as confident as I feel right now being on camera, being as authentic because I don't have anything to hide from you. I'm going to the gym, I'm hitting the gym every day, I'm doing all those things, I'm exercising, I'm eating right, I'm not eating sugars, I'm not fucking up, right? I don't have anything to hide from you. So, back to the point, like this was a bit of a side rant, so excuse that. Visualize your fears becoming real. Like, this is the biggest problem, like, that you could genuinely encounter, like the fact that you're just always thinking about the good side of things. You're always thinking about the cool stuff like that would come out of this. So for example, let's say me, I'm doing this YouTube channel. I'm making videos every day. I'm doing all of this, right? Okay. Well, it's nice to visualize the fact that, okay, maybe in like a year I end up building a big audience, and I'd have a bunch of people who I could relate to and I could speak to and I could provide meaningful content for, help a bunch of men become stronger, essentially, right? And do that and also earn a living out of it, like at 17, right? That would be in a year. That'd be amazing, bro. That'd be genuinely fucking cool, right? And that living, I could use that to help my family and everything, and it would be so nice. But now, like that has been motivating, right? That has been motivating, but that doesn't really, I mean, you probably had all of this, right? You probably have those things, those goals that you have in your life, and you're like, well, they're nice, right? They're nice, but I just, in the moment or sometimes, they just don't get me through, right? I think about them and they're like, oh, that's cool. But when a moment of hardship comes in, you just feel like, man, I'm just not gonna do it. I'm just gonna fuck off. And sometimes, I'm gonna be honest, sometimes I still struggle with that. Sometimes the comfort of the bed just really seems to get in the way of things. I mean, it's just, it's what it is, right? Sometimes it'll be much more difficult to do the hard things. And I'm gonna be honest, bro, sometimes it still happens to me. But what gets me up, though, what gets me up from that state of whatever, right, of just laziness and whatever, is the fact, like, I visualize what would happen. I really understand and I realize and I see it in my mind. I force myself to think, what would happen if I don't get up? Like, for example, like, this is a really good example, right? Before actually making this script, writing this script, and starting writing this video, bro, I don't like, I watched a video, right? I watched a very interesting, nice video that really got me to think. But before that, I ate like a big meal because I didn't really eat that much today, and I ate like this really big, nutritious meal and everything, and I felt like really like tired and everything. So I kind of sat for a moment. I sat in my bed. I was like, I was thinking about the video and everything, and I sat in my bed, and then some time passed, and I woke up and I thought to myself, shit. I wasted a bunch of time. I was like, man, I fuck this shit, right? I was a bit pissed off like that. I just kind of wasted that time. But then I thought to myself, but if you go this day, if you go through the next fucking hours of this day, and you haven't recorded the videos that you wanted to record, and you haven't done the work that you wanted to do, you will feel horrible about yourself. You will feel absolutely shitty. You will feel miserable. And that's the truth. I mean, if I wouldn't be here doing this video, I would be feeling horrible. And I'm okay with that because that's amazing. That's really good accountability, right? I'm accountable. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do it. Okay, then let's do it. Let's make this a nice day, right? And so, I mean, that's like a small fear, right? But if I just suddenly stopped making videos, if I just kind of stopped, because I mean, YouTube is a really nice place, because it keeps me really in touch with all the self-improvement that's going on, right? If I were to just kind of stop making YouTube videos, then I wouldn't really be like I wouldn't have all these self-improvement, how would you call them, like influences in my life. And I'd be much more of the time I'd be around people who are like degenerates, right? And maybe I fall into those traps. I'd fall into that trap of just trying to drink because who cares? I mean, when I look and I feel good, bro, I mean, why not? And then it just spirals down. It goes down and down and down and down and down until I end up living like a degenerate again. Right? So what I like to do is I like to visualize my fears, right? Okay, I stopped. Maybe, I had some doubts in the past while about, some YouTube videos. Like, man, what am I doing? I just feel like I'm just making those videos just to get some views and some likes, right? Like, why? I don't feel like I'm putting any soul in those videos, right? And I thought to myself, well, I don't know what else I could do. Maybe I could try to take like a long break and just think about everything. But then this thought came up in my mind, bro, if you do that, chances are you're not going to come back. And chances are you're not going to find something better than this to do. And chances are that's gonna be where you're gonna end, because you don't have the capacity, bro. I'm honest about this. I'm genuinely fucking brutally honest. I don't have the capacity to just be fully on my own, like just fully take the world on head on, like by myself. I don't have the capacity for that yet. I'm not strong enough to do that, right? So, and just me acting like I am strong enough to do that will just lead me down a path of just degeneracy again. Will lead me down to just fall in those traps, fall in those fucking desires and those pleasures of everyday life that everybody indulges in. I'd end up being lazy. I'd end up just doing things that I would have sworn not to do so much time ago. And I would fall in this degenerate fucking bullshit hole, like this shit filled hole of degeneracy, and then my parents would have to keep slaving away 10 hours a day for their jobs. Then my parents, they would only get to retire at 65, and then they'd have like a bullshit fucking pension fund. They get like a retirement fund that barely even keeps them going, bro. That is unacceptable. And I think about that. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you really want to quit this? You really want to quit like something that's genuinely amazing for you, that's good, like video making? Or do you really think that taking a long break, thinking about it, will do anything? Bro, for me, I'm gonna be honest, for me, it's not gonna do shit. It's just gonna make me waste more time. Bro, I like maybe to just kind of go and actually face the issue head on, figure things out along the way, instead of just spending like all this time in which I'm gonna be honest, bro. I probably wouldn't even do that much, like in terms of actually figuring out what I want to do. I'd just be like thoughtless throughout all of that period of time. And when I think back, I'd be like, oh well, fuck it, I'm not gonna do it. And then my parents would have to keep working their asses off, because I mean, this is basically the best way that I could provide for my family, right? Like, this is genuinely like the biggest opportunity that I have, and I will probably ever will have in the next few years of my life. And me giving up this opportunity, it's like it's like me shooting myself in the head, right? It's so stupid. And so yeah, I'm visualizing my parents just work their asses off every single damn day for me. And I'm visualizing them getting old, growing old, getting stressed, having wrinkles, having bags under their eyes from all the sleepless nights, from the stress, from having to provide for their fucking almost adult kid who just sits at home and does nothing, who just mentally masturbates about self-improvement, who's like maybe reading like a book for 30 minutes and then just writing a little bit of in his journal for a little bit of time, going to the gym and that, and then he comes home and wastes a bunch of time. And he's saying that he's becoming a quality man, but his parents are working their fucking asses off for him, to get him, to put him food on the table, to get him clothes, to keep him in the damn house that he's in. Like, I don't want that for my family. I don't want my parents to just end up thinking of me as like a pain in the ass, as just like this guy who's just living is just leeching off of them. Like, that is the worst. Like, that just fills me up with a bunch of fucking hate for that version of myself which would end up doing that. Like, it just fills me up with hate for that version of myself who could end up being like this piece of shit, right? And so that just motivates me. And no, it doesn't really motivate me. And this is like also something that I want to really get into. It drives me to do better in the opposite direction from that. In the opposite direction from the degeneracy this way, right? The the really important aspect that I want to actually talk to you about is the way that motivation is not the same as drive. Like, drive and motivation are two different things, right? So motivation, it's like this short-term stuff, that all these short-term thoughts that just kind of pile up in your mind maybe, and they just kind of, they keep you going. They give you like this boost of adrenaline, of energy in the moment. Like, it's like comparable to just watching like all of these motivational videos on the internet with like this huge ass motherfucking muscly ass motherfucker, right? Just scream and shout in your face to get your shit up, get up, do this, come on, right? Come on, do it, right? It's like that is what I mean, I might be wrong, but that is really just kind of what I associate with motivation. It's like this really short-term thing that just lasts for a day, 2 days, 3 days, a week, maybe a month at most. But then we also have drive. We also have fucking drive. And drive, you could think of it, if you don't really have like a good understanding of drive, it's literally just like long-term motivation, right? So we have motivation, which is kind of, it's short-term, right? And we have drive, which is long-term motivation, which is like, don't think about it like it doesn't, drive doesn't have the same intensity as motivation does. And that's why a lot of people don't really look more into it. Because drive, it means that you have this drive, like you have something driving you down this path, right? You have something just kind of sometimes pushing you from the back, sometimes pulling you from the front. Motivation, I don't know, it's just like this thing that just kind of excels you forward for a little bit, but then it slows down and radically stops and even goes back. But drive, it's gradually getting you there, right? It doesn't just do that and then stop and then just kind of sometimes even go back. It just kind of slowly just pushes you down the right road, but it does it properly. It does it in a constant manner, and it just sometimes it's better to kind of be a little bit slower and to do things properly and really think about the things that you're doing, the actions that you're making. Because that will help you tremendously throughout problems. Like, bro, when you're motivated, when you hear like this, when you have this like perception in your mind that, oh my God, I'm unbreakable, I'm undefeatable, I'm doing this, come on, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, again, that'll hold you for like a period of time, like a month at most a month. But then when problems and like uncertainties and like the just daily average struggle of life just gets in the way, like the natural normal struggle of life just gets in the way, you're like, shit, I didn't prepare for this. I mean, I had all these people telling me, work hard, do this, come on, get your shit here, come on, let's go, right? But again, that's only for a quick adrenaline rush and dopamine boost. But once you're actually facing like some long-term issues which aren't so like present right now, it's not like this, it's not you having to face this warrior in front of you. You're not fighting this guy to death, because I mean that maybe that motivation can help you do that, right? But it wears down. When this warrior is not like an actual warrior, but maybe it's like a long path, a long, genuinely exhausting path that you have to walk on, drive gets you there. Like, think of a long mountain hike, right? A lot of people don't really like it because it's boring. I mean, they say that it's boring. They say that it's like, man, it's boring and it's hard. Especially if you go on like proper hikes on proper mountains, bro. It's gonna be hard, right? And I've known that because I've gone on plenty of hikes because my parents are really into that, and I thank them so much for it, bro. It's amazing, right? But on hikes, bro, it's like kind of this, you maintaining this constant rhythm that you're going on. I mean, when you're like, it's kind of like a long workout, for example. It's kind of you constantly maintaining a rhythm that you're like climbing and you're hiking and you're doing that, right? And that's how you get to the end. You don't get to the end of this mountain hike that's like 6 hours long by just being motivated at the start of the path and everything of the thing, and just kind of running and sprinting and be like, yeah, adrenaline in your mind. Then you just kind of gradually stop, like maybe mostly an hour into it because you're like fucking tired, and then you're just really out of pace and everything, and you just waste a bunch of time and you take a lot of breaks, and you wouldn't do it you will do it really inefficiently, right? This is how I see drive and motivation, right? So motivation is kind of like something that might get you an hour into the hike, but then you're like fucked for the rest of it. You're like just absolutely destroyed, and you can't really deal with the problems that arise. And drive, it's kind of like constant, but it gets you to the damn place, and you can also figure out the problems that come along the way. So drive what you get out of this. Drive is stronger than motivation, right? Find the things that drive you, not the things that motivate you, right? Don't just think short term. Like this is a lot of like this is a big problem, right? There's also this bullshit idea nowadays that things are just always supposed to be easy. That you know this thing is always supposed to be nice and enjoyable. This thing that I'm doing, that I'm supposed to be doing every day, oh, I should just make it as enjoyable as possible. Like, just fully optimize it to the best. I mean, bro, if you can find a way to make that thing enjoyable, like always, that's amazing, right? But there will be times naturally when in a lot of things, and probably everything, bro, it won't always be enjoyable. Like me making videos, it's not always enjoyable for me. Sometimes I genuinely feel like, fuck, man, I don't feel like recording a video. But then I think to myself, you don't record this video, you're gonna feel shit tomorrow. You're gonna feel shit, like, not even tomorrow, you're gonna feel shit while you're in bed, and you're looking at your habit tracker and you see that you haven't really done that much, and you're like, piss, I haven't done shit, bro. I haven't done shit, bro. And you feel horrible even before going to sleep, right? And so things will get hard. There will be problems. It's natural and it's normal, bro. Like, accept the idea that there will be problems in your life. We have to go through those things. Don't just try to pursue all those things that are like, they bring you like any level of like growth and progress. Like, don't go for any benefit is good, right? Go for, actually try to think and use your brain and really think about it and find out like the best thing that brings you the most growth in the thing that you're doing, and follow that, right? Do more of that. Do less of like the small things, right? That just kind of, because they're not that helpful. But when you're doing like the actual thing that brings you a bunch of growth, do more of that. And again, it won't always feel nice. It won't always feel good. I mean, think about it. It's like just like when you're exercising, when you actually exercise, right? Not just when you waste time at the gym, right? When you go to the gym specifically and you set in mind, today I'm gonna have a fucking workout, right? It's gonna be uncomfortable. Like, there will genuinely be times when it's gonna be uncomfortable, but you have to do it. That's basically the way that it has to go. Like, life is in some way surprisingly pretty similar to the gym, right? It's just things get tough, but you go past those things because you understand that those things are supposed to be hard, and you persevere, and then you feel amazing afterwards, and you just reap the rewards that you reap what you sow, right? So yeah, that's the first part. That's the first section. Visualize your fears becoming real. Visualize the problems that you have becoming real, because when you just think about the good stuff, it pulls you from the front, and sometimes it might not be that strong of a pull, and it might sometimes even let you down. But when you have something pulling you from the back and just pushing you and forcing you to move forward, that's when, I mean, don't obsess over it like to the point where it's just actually harmful. But no, let me rephrase that. If you can go up, like, actually obsessing over it, and you can actually make good progress, and you feel like you can handle that, do it, right? Do it by all means. But if you feel like you're genuinely being haunted by like this thing, bro, like, understand what the issue is. Don't let it just fucking just eat up your days, right? Don't let it eat up yourself. Like, don't beat yourself up over those things, right? Understand what could happen if you just fuck off, right? If you just end up doing something that just doesn't really that isn't really productive, isn't part of the plan, right? If you just start pulling away from what you've said that you would do, like, visualize what would happen. Visualize just how you feel when you know that you've not done the right thing. Just visualize the way that your parents would look at you, bro. Visualize the way that your loved ones would feel knowing that you haven't done the progress, you haven't done the right actions, you haven't done the effort right now, so that you can do something like just visualize that, bro. Visualize them just being upset and everything and being disappointed. Maybe not even at like yourself, but maybe at themselves, right? Because to some extent, right, they're like good people who love you. They will sometimes, most of the time, they will take the blame, right? Because they don't want to. I mean, at least my parents, I think they would do that, right? If I just suddenly stop making videos and I just fuck off and do whatever, then they take the blame. They'd be like, "Oh man, shit. We're not doing so well right now. We're not doing this. It's our fault." Right? But I don't want that. I don't want my fucking parents to take the blame. So I think I went a bunch too deep into this one thing, but I think it's really important that you understand what this section is about visualizing your fears, because it's much more effective sometimes. I mean, there will be times in your life when visualizing your fears will genuinely be much better than just thinking of all the feel good shit that might happen, right? When knowing that if you don't do this, this is what is, if you don't do this, this is what is gonna happen. If you don't do this right now, you're gonna end up here and you're gonna fucking hate it, right? So think about that. I gotta drink some water, bro. Give me a sec. That's better. So, next point, the second point that I want to get through is journaling about your problems. Like, this is another really important aspect that I really, really like. Bro, journaling, it's helped me such a damn lot in the past part of my life. Like, the past year of my life since I started journaling. I have like 4 books. I have them right here next to me right now. I have like 4 notebooks just filled with like notes and things that I've journaled about. And in the past few days, hold on, in the past, what, 3 days or something like that, I haven't journaled. And man, I feel shit just knowing that I haven't journaled, right? But journaling, bro, it's helped me so much in the past year because it's a very, very effective way to set your problems on the table, right? Not just let them wander off everywhere. Like, fucking take the problem and set it on the table. Okay, this is my problem. This is what's going on. This is what I need to fix. Right? This is what journaling does, basically. Because your mind is a chaotic place. You get like thousands of thoughts. You get like hundreds of thoughts a minute, right? You get thousands of thoughts, like hundreds of thousands of thoughts a day. Right? Like, things are bound to get a bit chaotic in your brain, bro. Like, it's just normal, right? Things are bound to get chaotic in your fucking mind. Like, don't act like you're just special and you can just, I don't know, like, do whatever in your mind. Like, you're not that special, bro. Like, things are bound to be chaotic in your mind. So, a really good practice that a lot of people do, and this is also, like, really good in goal setting, like visualizing your goals and writing them down on paper, writing them down on a piece of paper. Like, it's really, really important, right? And the reason why I think journaling, especially, is amazing in actually helping you maintain faith and like confidence and like not really like drive in during like hard times in your life is because you have all these problems that you're facing maybe, which are actually making the times tough by definition, right? You take those problems, you write them down on a piece of paper, you journal that entire piece of paper and another one. You just write down everything that comes in your mind about the situation, starting from, okay, what is the problem that I'm facing? Okay, this is the problem. This is what is upsetting me. This is what is holding me back. This is what I think is holding me back. Okay? How can I fix that? And you focus all your brain capacity on this one aspect. Because I mean, again, your brain is chaotic. You get hundreds of thoughts a minute, probably thousands. It's hard to just think of like a greatest solution and everything, because things are naturally going to be a bit chaotic. So you writing the specific problem down on a piece of paper and thinking about a way you can handle it, thinking about the issue that has arisen. I don't know what like, the word for that is, but and actually fixing that, like, that is that is growth, man. Right? So because it helps you just really focus all your brain capacity on this one thing. it's helping you focus all your thoughts and beliefs and everything that you have in your mind on this one problem. Because again, you have like a bunch of shit going on in your mind. It's gonna be hard to think about this specific problem and actually fix it and then think about everyone writing them down on a piece of paper, laying out the problem is the first step, and it's amazing. Like genuinely identifying the problem and putting it down on paper is like amazing. It's the best thing that I've been doing that for a year now, and it's really really helpful. Like what I just don't feel like I'm doing well enough like right now. I just kind of write it down on a piece of paper. Man, I don't feel like I'm living up to my potential. What can I do about it? Well, I can fucking work harder. Well, I can remind myself of what happens if I stop doing what I'm supposed to do, if I just go down this separate bullshit path. Okay, so that is really good. That is really important for you. And sometimes you might even come to the conclusion when you write down this problem that you're facing on paper, you might actually come to the conclusion and think to yourself, that's just stupid. Like, I'm afraid of talking to this girl because I'm afraid that she will have a boyfriend and things will be a bit awkward when she does this or something. I'm afraid of approaching this girl because she kind of looked at me once and didn't say anything and then looked back again and just looked away. Like, it's just like stupid stuff, right? I mean, some things, like some problems that you might be facing might genuinely be that stupid, right? You'll naturally, you have like serious problems that you want to address and everything. But you'll find that maybe some of those problems that are really taking up a bunch of your mental space and capacity, they're just trivial shit. It's just like trivial shit. Man, I feel bad and I feel like unmotivated and everything because the gym is hard. No shit, dumbass. It's supposed to be hard. If it's hard, it means that you're doing something. If it's just easy, if you're just doing the sets and everything, and it's like easy weights and you're just doing reps for no reason. Like you're just kind of doing them. You're stopping midway through because you just kind of feel like a slight burn, and then you drop the weights and you fuck off, and you call it a day. It's easy, cool, but it just doesn't really help. It doesn't help at all, right? It's just a waste of your time. Man, I don't like going to the gym because it's hard. Well, hard means that you're actually making effort. It means that you're making progress. You're growing. That's what it means. It means there's friction, and you're going through friction, and you're getting something out of it. Like that is amazing, right? So that's just one example, right? Right. So the second one, I already spoke about the second. The third way that I think that we can genuinely keep ourselves in good faith, in good condition, in good confidence in times that get tough is by understanding that things are not always going to be easy. That things were never actually supposed to be easy in the first place. Like I think this thought, like this sentence, understand that things are not supposed to be easy, has like an entire section dedicated in this video because it's something that I've realized recently, right? Up until this point, I was just thinking to myself just how I can make things easier and easier, just how to just kind of do things in a much easier way, right? And sometimes I even did that like subconsciously, like unconsciously doing that. Like I was just kind of I was just actively trying to make things easier when they couldn't really be any easier, and I just felt kind of like unmotivated, and I didn't feel the drive to do something because it's kind of it's a bit difficult, man. I don't know. And I thought I reminded myself to some extent because I kind of knew about this. I was like, wait a minute, bro. Things are not supposed to be easy. What we're doing right now, what I'm doing right now is not supposed to be easy. What you're doing with your life, what you're trying to achieve is not supposed to be easy. You're not supposed to just do that and just have a Lamborghini in front of you. You're not supposed to just do that and then suddenly have a girl attracted to you. You're not supposed to just do this and be a man. It's hard. It takes hard work. It takes discipline. Things are not supposed to be easy. If it were easy, everyone would do it. You probably know that already, right? If it were easy, everyone would do it. This is what separates you from the rest. The fact that you're doing this thing that is hard. Because most people have this retarded belief that like, yeah, bro, I mean, if it's not that easy, if it's not nice, I'm not gonna do it because it's just a waste of my time, bro. You don't go to the gym because it's a bit uncomfortable and you feel kind of bad because it's actually hard on you because it makes you feel sore after. You're like denying the best part about it. Like, bro, I love being sore. I don't know about other people, bro. When I get sore at the gym, I just feel amazing, bro. I just feel like hell yeah. I mean, I sometimes I actually feel bad. Like I had back yesterday and I can kind of feel my back, but not really. And I'm like, man, I would have loved if my back was just fully fucking sore. Right? Like that would have just been amazing, bro. Like just knowing that my back was fully fucking sore and I worked the hell out of it, like that just would just make me feel nice. To some extent. Like it wouldn't really make me feel nice physically because it kind of hurts, right? But psychologically it's like you put in the work. You put in the work, you're getting the rewards. Good job, right? That's it. The sooner that you realize that life wasn't just made for us, for you and me, the sooner you realize that there's more people out there, that there's billions of people, bro, and there's billions of things happening in this world. The sooner you realize that we're not like just the the main character of the story, like the sooner you'll like the no like the better and the easier it'll be for you to live through your problems, through your challenges, and actually solve them. Like it'll be easier for you to just kind of understand that shit. I mean, I'm not like the main character of this story. This is not like the end of the world. I can get through it. Fuck it. I can fucking do it. I can get through it. Come on. Stop being so pissy, bro. Come on, get your shit together, you know? Like that's it. That's it. Understanding that you're not like the head of the game, you're not the center of attention can be a really really nice and I don't know, like a nice thing to know, right? It would be a really nice, it's a really nice thing to know that you're not at the middle of everything, right? Not like some people think that like, oh my god, I do this and I do this and this and this. Oh my god, what would people think, bro? Like it's a really nice and kind of freeing attitude to have, knowing that okay, you're not the center of attention, bro. You're not the fucking best guy out there. You're not like the center of attention. Don't act like you are. You're not that special, bro. And a lot of people take this the wrong way. They're like, "Oh my god, you're such a piss boy, bro. If I'm not that special, then what is worth like in my life?" And I just feel like horrible because I'm not special and everything. You all your entire life you've just been fed this bullshit. Oh, we're all special in our own way. Yeah, I mean we all have like genetic traits that are different from other people's, right? That's normal, but just acting like you're just like a princess or you're a prince and everybody else is a fucking peasant, it's not gonna get you anywhere. It's actually going to do a lot of harm. Once you genuinely understand and you accept the idea that you're not the center of mass and that things are supposed to be hard, that things are not supposed to just be easy and nice and feel good all the time like this modern media bullshit tells us, you'll just feel so much freedom in your life because I mean, fuck man, it's not supposed to be easy, so it's fine. Like we all like this idea that yeah, it's hard and everything, it just really brings a lot of us back. It just takes a lot of us back. It just pushes us back. I don't know, you're like you encounter some sort of hardship in your life and you just like you just push back. Why? Why? Like I'm just thinking about this. Why is it happening? Well, it's because for the past God knows how much of your life, probably your entire life, you've been seeing hardship and challenge as a negative. When actually it's amazing. It's a really good thing because it brings growth and that is the only way that you can develop. Like it just blows my mind. I don't know, maybe it does. Maybe it blows your mind as well. But just the fact that we've been raised to just kind of always be against any effort and any hard work and any discomfort is just mind-boggling. Like, that is the only way that you're gonna grow. Like, nothing else is gonna get you that level of growth. So do the fucking work, man. Like, it's not supposed to be easy, so free yourself away from all those chains of modern day bullshit, people telling you that just do what just do what you like, bro. Just do everything, bro. Free yourself, man. 40 minutes of speaking, yeah, kind of gets to my throat. And so do that, like, genuinely. That would be the best way to go about it. Just understand that things are not always supposed to be easy. Like, deal with it. Just live your life, bro. You can finally live your life knowing that things are not supposed to be easy. You can go through all those hardships in your life or challenges, and you can actually understand them and be happy. I mean, to some extent, not happy. No, that's not the right word. Kind of, no. Like, don't take that. Not happy, but more like you're okay with it. You're fine with it. You're fine with the idea that things are not supposed to be easy. That things are not always supposed to always be flowers and rainbows. That sometimes it's gonna be blood and pain and misery. That's like, I mean, the sooner you accept that, like, you'll just feel so freed up, right? Just the sooner you understand that discomfort is a part of your life, is supposed to be a part of your life, you just live to actually enjoy the discomfort. You live to actually enjoy the hard stuff, right? To some extent, right? I'm not there fully, but I'm starting to get there, in terms of like physical effort and exercising and everything, bro. Before, whenever I felt like was actually difficult, I just felt like, oh man, it's difficult, and I just had like this subconscious trigger in my mind was like, oh shit, difficulty, challenge, that is bad, that is bad. Sound off the alarms. Things are not okay. But now I've come to the conclusion that it's good. The fact that it's actually hard is good. It's good for you, and now I just feel good knowing that when things are hard and I'm doing it, it means that I'm doing something. It means that I'm alive. It means that I'm doing something right with my life for once. So that's it. And I've seen this behavior, and like this kind of fact that I just kind of get discouraged, and I get like a bit panicky and shit when things get a little bit difficult. I've seen that in my life in the past while, and I don't know, I don't like it. It genuinely fucking upsets me. I fucking hate it. I fucking hate the fact that I'm just, whenever I feel some sense of discomfort that's actually like another, I mean, exercising, yeah, I'm kind of getting, I'm dealing with that, and because it's something that I've been really exposed to from a younger age, but like now that I'm starting to do more like actual mind work, right? Like videos, scripting, thinking about all those things, it just, I mean, sometimes you're like, fuck man, it's difficult and I don't like it, but then I try to remind myself it's not supposed to be easy. Deal with it, get over it. It's not supposed to be easy, bro. Why the fuck are you pussying around? Right? So I think I'd say the same to you, bro. Why the fuck are you pussying around, bro? It's not supposed to be easy. Get over it. So yeah. The fourth way, practice, habit, thing that could help you just maintain faith in yourself and maintain good discipline when hard times come is being aware of yourself. Like, knowing that your mind sometimes is making things harder than they have to be. Knowing that your mind is not always on your side. I made a video a while back, which is called like "Do Not Trust Your Brain" or something like that. I got like 400 views, like the most I had gotten like by that point. Like, holy shit! Like, people really dig this, right? And yeah, because it's true. Like your mind is not always going to be on your side. You're like there will be thoughts in your mind, like like this exact the exact thing from like the previous point, bro. I feel some sort of discomfort. Oh my god, my mind just triggers up and it's all against me. It's like don't do it, stop doing it. Why? Why? Question like the thoughts that your mind just like randomly produces. I mean, that's a really good way to actually do something productive. Because if you just listen to your mind all the time, you end up just like all the other pussies out there, like skinny fat with like skinny wrists and like skinny necks and everything. They're like they don't have anything to show them for themselves. They're all pussies. They don't like they're scared of any kind of discomfort. So they live in a bubble and they make no progress and they live horrible lives. So the fourth habit, yeah, sorry, I went on a short rant, but the fourth habit that you like this is kind of more of a habit is actually meditation and building actual consciousness. Why do I say actual consciousness? Because even when we think that we're conscious, we're not really that conscious. Even when we think that we're just thinking and we're doing things, yeah, I mean, in the sense of the word, yeah, we're conscious. I mean, we're thinking, we're using our brains. Like that's consciousness, right? We're actually making personalized thoughts, which is consciousness. But we're not really that conscious. I mean, again, it's your mind. Sometimes it's your mind trying to fuck you over. So build consciousness in the sense that you build self-awareness. You know when things in your mind are right and when they're just when you're just coping. So meditation really helps with that. And it's amazing. Like I think meditation is really nice because for like whatever time that you spend there, like I don't dig the guided meditation stuff. I just do it on my own, right? I just take my phone, I set a timer on it. I disable all notifications so I don't really get distracted. I kind of retreat. I always do it in the morning and at like in the evening before I go to sleep because that's when I won't be disturbed and that's when nothing else is happening, right? So I do it then and it's like I do it for 10 minutes right at a time. So I meditate like 20 minutes a day. It's such a nice freeing thing to do because it just helps you. Like you're in the moment, you're focusing on your breath, you're inhaling. You like what I do is I take this long inhale that just kind of goes through my belly and through my chest and just literally fills up my entire upper body with air. Like that's how it feels, right? Like not just this short breath, not like this. The entire like literally fill up your belly. Don't stop being self-conscious about your abs, bro. Just fill up your belly. Like just imagine like whenever you maybe you used to like I joke around with your friends and you like just kind of like inflate your belly, be like, oh look at me, I'm fat. Like I used to do that, right? Do that, but actually get air in. Take a deep breath and let air actually just build up in your belly. Like genuinely inflate your belly as much as you possibly can, and then get air up in your chest as well. Keep that in there for a moment. Like let me like show it, right? So let's do it. So what I did at the end, right? The short thing was that I actually did like a double inhale thing right at the end because that's actually really good for you. Like scientifically it's been proven to actually help you a lot. So look more into that and actually use it. So get air up in your belly, in your lungs. Another inhale, and then keep it in for a moment and then just kind of exhale. What I like to do is I like to actually exhale from my belly first and then from my chest. I kind of get it from down to up, right? Kind of like, you get what I mean, right? And this, like meditation, this form of meditation, like deep breathing and just being aware of your breathing when you're literally like just breathe and just focus on your breathing, focus on like the air that comes out of your nose, focus on like the sound that it makes. Focus on your belly just getting stretched, or your chest, like your plexus just getting like revealed and everything. And like I always like to do it like just standing straight, like not just like this. No, just literally like I stand up against the wall or something, like, sitting. I just kind of lean back against the wall, or I just kind of do it without anything behind me. I have a straight back, and I push my hands back, and I keep my chest up, because like this is the best position that you could be in, like forward posture, and like fully straight and everything, and just like do that, like fully straight and everything. Like that's amazing. That's really amazing for you, right? That's really gonna help you. Trust me. And meditation will help you build a lot of self consciousness. It will help you just really succeed in like this building of self awareness, because I've been meditating for a while, and it's nice because it actually helps you like just kind of take thoughts out of your mind, and just leaves you with this sense of clarity. And I think that is what a lot of people really need nowadays. Like that is what we're all struggling with. We don't have that clarity. I mean, there's people who just act like they're all smart ass. They're all like, oh my god, we're conscious human beings, and we think about this and that. Yeah, you think so, but you don't really think all that much. You like at this point, and this in the past several like 30 years, 30 years, ever since modern technology has actually been more and more present in our lives, bro, you end up thinking less. Like this is how I see it, bro. I mean, I don't know. Fuck you if, like, if you have a different opinion, bro. Fuck you. Wrong opinion. But like, no, I mean, this is how I see it, right? This is my personal take on it, bro. In the past 30 years, we've been like in the past 30, 20 years, let's say, we've been genuinely thinking less. And so just taking like a small time out of your day, like 20 minutes a day, bro. More, you could do that more if you actually want to, and that'd be amazing, right? And to actually just fully become self-aware for those 20 minutes, bro, it kind of really extends the period of time, and it makes you more and more self-aware. And another thing that I really like to do when I have the time is walk in nature. And I mean specifically nature, not like busy cities with cars and people and all kinds of noise and all kinds of distractions, like visual distractions and everything, like physical distractions. No, just, I mean, nature. I mean, yeah, in nature you could say, yeah, there's a bird singing, like, yeah, okay, a distraction to some extent, right? But what I mean, like, none of that shit. Just go in nature, go in a park where it's, try to go in a quiet place as well. Like that really helps, and it really goes to do a lot. Like if you can help it, like if you can manage it, go in a quiet place that's nature, right? A quiet place that's like a park, or maybe you live near the woods like I do, which I'm very, very like happy for it. I'm a bit privileged, right, to speak about this, but I have like a lot of, it's pretty damn quiet here, and I'm really happy for that. We don't have cars buzzing by and doing all kinds of fucking shit like on the road. We don't have motorcycles pumping their engines on the shit and just scaring the shit out of me at like 12 a.m. in the morning. No, it's silent. It's nice and everything. And sometimes I take walks out in nature there, and I sometimes like in the city we also have like a big park, and if you can go in there, you kind of lose yourself in there, and it's like there's no sound, there's no nothing. You're just there with nature, and I don't. There's just something about that. It's like it's really, really special, And I mean nature, especially, it's amazing. It's like that's the best place that you could go if you ever just want to clear up your mind, or just kind of if you have like a problem that's always persisting on your mind. Go in nature. Go somewhere that is nice and that is like kind of, it's quiet, and it's also nature's filled with a bunch of nature, a bunch of trees, grass, birds singing, wildlife, the sun if you can. Just be there and just think. And I'm telling you, bro, the answers will come. Like, I mean, if you spend a long enough time, I mean, they won't just come instantly. Like, you won't just see a tree and then be like, oh, I found like the fucking meaning of life. It's not gonna be that, but you're gonna, maybe if like you take several walks that like are both like, all of them, they're like 1-2 hours long each, right? and you have like this issue that's really persisting in your mind, that's really kind of getting to you, you'll find the answer. Like, I'm sure, bro. I mean, that's what I've done, and I've found the answers. And even if you don't really have like something necessarily getting in the way, but like if your life is just kind of lived on a very high volume, right? You have a lot of shit going on in your life and everything, and that, bro, if you can help at like 30 minutes a day, bro, like a quick stroll through a park, a quiet park, or through nature, through the woods, through a forest, it'll do wonders. It'll do absolute wonders, man. And it'll help you build so much more self-awareness, and you'll be just so much more present in the moment. And that really helps you just kind of understand what the problems are that you're facing and get to solve them, right? That's it. You build self-awareness so that you can avoid getting into further issues that are just kind of like things that you could have helped, like things that you could have actually chosen not to do, right? Because again, we say that we're conscious, but most of the time we act like dumbasses and we make conscious bullshit decisions, right? But when you're actually thinking, you're genuinely using your fucking brain, and you're thinking about what this one aspect, you're present in the moment, you're thinking about this one aspect, you're bound to genuinely make a much, much wiser, rational decision than when you'd be like just thinking on the go, like thinking on the run, right? That kind of stuff, right? So yeah, this video is quite long, and if you're still watching it by this point, then I fucking respect you. I have genuinely the biggest respect for you. Handshake me, bro. Come on. Yeah, there you go. We'll handshake each other, bro. I won't make this any longer than it has to be, bro. By the way, in the next, God knows, like several days or something like that, I'm aiming to start making a Discord server. Like, I'm doing it. I've really thought about it. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna start making a Discord server. I'm gonna try my best to build this community in which we can all spend more time together, in which we can all get to know each other on more of a personal level, and we can actually help each other grow as men on self-improvement, like actual fucking people, right? We can be friends and we can genuinely live our lives according to that. And so look forward to that Discord server, and I'll see you next time, bro. Good luck.